Thank you for joining me here today, and what a beautiful day it is, and welcome. And welcome to a response to Father Mike on, Am I Not Good Enough? Now, Father Mike, you say to the viewers not to worry if you're not chosen, that it is not God's plan for you, that you will be chosen for something else. And you cite King David as an example. Now, David was chosen over his other brothers to be anointed by the prophet Samuel to become king of Israel. However, when Samuel was looking at the sons, he believed that Eliab would be the better choice. He was much stronger in physique than the younger David. However, God said to him, and this is very pointed, viewers, so we must remember this. This is what God said to Samuel. Do not look on his appearance or on the height of his stature, because I have rejected him. For the Lord sees not as man sees. Man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart. Indeed, it was cited in Samuel 16 that God could see the heart of David, and in that heart, it worshipped and loved God more than the others. Father Mike, you say that when someone is chosen, that they should not be envious or jealous because you don't know what burdens they will carry, and that King David did indeed carry some burdens. Father Mike, you also brought up the 12 disciples, the chosen ones, as you say, that also suffered to the point of death. Father Mike, it would also be very nice for a Catholic baptized woman as myself to hear you also speak about the women. Speak about the women who also suffered for being chosen. Father Mike, let us not forget, and viewers, the first chosen, our beloved Virgin Mary, a woman who suffered intolerably by losing her own flesh and blood, her son, who more than her suffered for the role of being chosen. And also Mary Magdalene, the first woman to witness the resurrection of Jesus. Jesus choosing a woman. Yes, both women and men throughout Christian history, the martyrs, St. Joan of Arc, who was burnt at the stake, who lived their faith because they were chosen by God to be Christians. So how does that affect you, viewers? I want you to know that we are all chosen. We are all chosen to be Christians. So it doesn't really matter about the other roles. It does to a certain extent, of course. But what I'm saying is, do never be too hurt or rejected because of not being chosen in some way, because God, Jesus, chose you. The greatest sentiment to always hold in your hearts, how valued, how important you are to God. God has said to me, tell them how important they are. Now, Father Mike and viewers, in relation to my own life of being chosen, I was chosen by God to consecrate the Eucharist over 20 years ago. And some might say, why did God choose a woman? Well, we might also say, we cannot question. Samuel was not to question God, on whom God wanted Samuel to anoint as the next king of Israel. So it is that God also said that men's ways are not God's ways. But in the end, viewers, it is God that must choose. And God looks into the hearts to see how much they love God. Not just men's hearts, but women's hearts too, as we have seen, Father Mike. Viewers, I'd like to share you something that our beloved Queen of Heaven Mary, our co-redeemer, said to me in relation to women consecrating the Eucharist. Mary has been helping me on this call, and Mary said to me that what matters most to God is that we love God, that our beloved Virgin Mary said to me, is what matters most to God. We love God. That we love God, viewers, and by loving God, we should be loving one another equally. I'd like to leave you, viewers, with some other words our Blessed Virgin Mary said to me. She said, tell them to pray. Tell them to keep praying. Thank you so much, viewers, and Father Mike, and I hope you have a wonderful day.